Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Outs here, and it is Saturday, and we are doing our WNBA Fantasy Draft today. This is like the fourth year we played WNBA Fantasy, and it's been a very fun time every summer to play it in the middle of the summertime. And now we have even more important reasons to play it because of the Toronto tempo. That's right. So I just want to go over a few rules for the 10 managers that are going to be drafting today. There is a rule, and I should have said this before, that we have in the Raptor Freak NBA Fantasy League, where we're only allowed to draft one Raptor. And I'm going to keep that rule for this one too. So please only select one Toronto Tempo player for your team, just so various people can get possibly a Tempo player on their team for this draft. Now, the draft order has been released and the room is open. So if you want to come in there and show yourself, I see that MK is already in here. Good to see Meredith up already. A multiple-time WNBA fantasy champion for our league. So Meredith is in and I'm in. But yeah, there's Kaz. I see Kaz in there too. That's good. But it looks like Fiercey is going to get the first pick in the draft today. And I'm going to go second. This is a randomized draft order. It has nothing to do with what we did last year or anything like that. This is randomized. And, well, we're going to start at 9:45. So in about 15 minutes, we'll be starting the draft, and we'll do stuff before real quick. So Fiercey's picking first. I'll pick second. Trucker Kaz is picking third. We've got JP of Reese's Nieces picking fourth. Cool Cat will pick fifth. Logical Raptors Fanatic picks sixth. And my friend Jamie is going to be picking seventh. MK picks eighth. Kareem will pick ninth, and James will pick on the turn at 10, and then right into 11. So, yeah, there's the standard roster size of a WNBA team. And, well, good luck to the teams that are drafting today for our draft. Let me check in with y'all in the comments. We'll try and run through them a bit before we start this draft. And we'll go over some of the news around the NBA and the WNBA right now. Trevor J's words of wisdom. Never stop trying. Never stop believing. Never give up. Your day will come because God never gave up on you. Remember that because of his love for us. That is why he calls us his masterpiece. I like that. You know, a masterpiece can be imperfect. You can be a masterpiece in the eyes of God without being a completely perfect person. And that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like this. You're a little bit sound like a Journey song. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. It's too early to be singing Steve Perry, Lex. What are you doing? You're crazy. Thank you for the words of wisdom, Trevor J. Blessings to the Jones family and all the Raptor Freak families. Let's see. Trevor's saying WNBA preseason games start today. You can watch for free on WNBA app. Yeah, it's exciting. The WNBA will have preseason games today. And, well, we'll have our first game on Wednesday because we need some extra time to get ready and get collected and get all together and on the same page. And, you know, it's starting to form up a little bit more who's going to be on the team for the tempo as far as the training camp battle and the roster cuts. So I think that, you know, we know for sure some of the players that are going to be on there for sure. People like Sabali and Harrison and Fagbenle and Alamond and Kiki Rice, Kia Nurse, you know, but there's still some figuring out on the edges of which players are going to be coming to play for the tempo the first year. And that's the thing. This is a training camp in a way that, you know, there's training camp battles and there are people that are going to get cut. And, well, we got to talk about that. Here's our Raptors Redder of the day. It's Kerfuffles 80. Once again, Kerfuffles is always posting a lot of good stuff on Toronto Tempo Reddit. And they're posted the clip of yesterday, the Toronto Tempo players arriving at the practice facility. And the team surprised them with custom trading cards of themselves. And I think almost every single one of the Tempo players said, that's cute. The word cute was said in there, at least for every single one of them. They were very thorough. They show the clips of giving it to pretty much every single player, Kiki Rice, Marina Mabry, Tiana Key, Tammy, Isabel Harrison, Brittany Sykes, Kia Nurse got hers, and there's stars on it. Oh, it's cute. We love it. Thank you. That's so cute. Oh, you gave me a trading card of myself. Dara Mabry. There you go. Here's your picture on a card with some stickers. Here you go. So pretty. Yeah, that's awesome. It's good stuff. Good stuff. So there's our Toronto Tempo Redditor of the day, Kerfuffles 80. Yeah, I like that they gave him training cards like that. That's cool, man. That's a fun thing to do right there. Yeah. Trevor J saying that the Rockets are in trouble. Down 3-0 against the Lakers in overtime loss. KD didn't play, but the referees and Marcus Smart helped beat them. I heard that there was an untimely turnover by a young Reed Shepherd and that Marcus Smart was doing some shenanigans, a little bit of his magic tricks that he does as a specialty kind of player in the NBA, as a hard-nosed, tough guy who does the dirty work, the unsung stuff, doing that for the Lakers last night. In some ways, that's why they got him, right? That's why they got Marcus Smart. But yeah, now it's 3-0 for the Lakers. And, I'm hearing a lot of bad things about Houston right now. I'm hearing that their crowd sucked, that, there's people all over Reddit talking about why is the Houston crowd so shitty? It's like, I watched that game in Canada the other night, and wow, look at their crowd. Look at the way they are. And why is Houston's crowd so shitty? Well, they talk a lot about how, Houston's an interesting city that's kind of transitory. A lot of the original people that live there leave and go somewhere else, and all the people that come there are transplants. And they're not really behind the Rockets team like the real ones. And it's the same thing in a lot of different areas around the world. In North America with sports is corporatism and business buying tickets and not having real fans in the arena is part of the problem here too. Is that, the Rockets games aren't for fans to go and watch. They're for corporate cronies to hobnob and wheel and deal. And, there's a lot of symptoms going on. But that's just the arena problems. Yeah, there's problems with the team too. And Kevin Durant not sitting on the bench for the game last night is being very, very, very noted. And a lot of people are wondering what that means for his future in Houston already. This is a funny conversation we had last summer with a Smooth Brown Man. Reggie's in the past a big Rockets fan, and we talked about this move with Kevin coming to the Rockets and whether it would be successful or not. And my original declaration was it's 50-50. And I think that's how it came out. It's been very successful for them in the regular season to a degree, but not totally as successful as it could be. And now we see what happens now at this point in the playoffs with Durant and the young Rockets core. And this is probably landing on the bad side of the 50% that I talked about last year. So that's the thing. I said this, you don't trust Kevin Durant. They call him a snake for a reason. And fool's gold. Once again, fool's gold. These guys from his generation are fool's gold. And maybe it takes a ref hit job and some PED to help LeBron not be fool's gold at this age. But Kevin Durant, James Harden, these guys can be fool's gold in the playoffs. And that's what I'm betting on for our series with the Cavaliers right now. But yeah, Kevin Durant, it just says something about their generation and the age of the 2010s of the NBA and the culture of the main players in that group. Steph's kind of safe because Steph did it right. And Steph kind of, he's held a level of excellence in certain ways as a winner. But these other jokers in his generation have absolutely been losers, in my opinion. They're guys that take the bag, get all the glory, and really didn't do the right things for their teams in the right ways to have success at the highest level. I'm just saying. And, that fool's goal with James Harden's going to come around too. Watch. Yeah, a little talk about that. That's right. Yeah, there was a ref hit job, though. The referees helped the Lakers win because obviously they want LeBron and the Lakers in the playoffs as long as possible. And going out in the first round of the Rockets is no good. Not that they were going to, it seems, anyway. Yeah, Kaz is here. Good morning, Trucker Kaz. He will be picking in the draft in about less than 10 minutes. We're going to start up. There's going to be 90 seconds for each pick, y'all. So be on your toes and be ready. Let me see how many people are in there now. Hopefully more people have shown up. The Fiercey is here. MJ, you got the first pick in the draft. Let's go. First pick in the draft. Let me try and call Mike. I'll do it live on the air, y'all. I'm going to try and call a logical Raptors fanatic and see if I can wake his ass up. Because knowing him, he's probably sleeping. And he'll be like, what? I'll be like, Mike, Mike, we're doing a draft today, my guy. Where is he? Isn't he on my phone? I have Mike's number. I know I do. Where's Mike's number? Why am I not seeing it? There it is. Haha, let's call him real quick. We're calling Mike live on the air, and he'll know if it's this time. He's like, oh, I might be on the air. Let's see. Let's see if he answers. He might not answer. I'll just leave him a message then. The anticipation.
Your call has been forwarded to a voicemail service that has not been initialized by the customer you are calling. The Rogers wireless
He doesn't
customer
want
you
any
are calling
messages.
is not available at this time.
All right, I'm gonna text him then.
Reach the customer at a later date.
Oh my gosh. Well, all right. Let me just text him real quick. Mike, we're doing a draft, my guy. All right, I texted him. That's good. That's good enough. I did my due diligence. I did. Let's see. Nako's saying this, or Kaz is saying, good morning, Lex and Raptor Free Crew and WNBA Draft. Let's go. That's right. Like 5 minutes. Nako's saying, Rockets are the most disappointing team in the playoffs. Sixers would beat the Celtics with Embiid. That's an interesting take. Yeah, Embiid's not playing. They can't do anything about that. That's, once again, one of these guys. Yeah. Rockets are pretty disappointing. I'd like to circle back and talk to Sarge of Fred VanVleet's Unguarded podcast and talk shit to him. Say, the Raptors have a playoff win, motherfucker. You look down on our team in the middle of the season. And, we are in the 5th seed also. We just got to win against our 4th seed. What are y'all doing over there down there in Houston? Yeah, Sarge, you should shut your fucking mouth because in some ways you might do things that are wrong for your team in bad ways. Yeah, Sarge. I hope you're miserable because the Rockets are down 0-3. I hate it for Fred. I stand with VanVleet, but I don't for people like Sarge, who's a beat reporter for the Rockets. Yeah, be miserable. Be miserable. Sorry ass piece of shit. That's what I say. Fiercey's here. Good morning, fam, and happy draft day. Yeah, Fiercey, you number 1 pick? Who's going to be the number 1 pick? Fiercey? Because I'll pick the next person. And I'll get to see who's going to be. That's right. Kaz is saying, congrats, MJ, on the first pick. Yeah, it's totally randomized. And she's the lucky one that gets to pick number 1, baby. Number one. That's right. I want to say happy birthday to Jamie. Jamie is Smoking Aces, the Blue Jays team that's joined our league. And he's a friend of mine that works at the weed store. And I want to put on blast real quick. His weed store is Forest Plant, y'all. So if you need some good cannabis in the central Ontario area, go to your local Forest Plant location. You can get some weed like I did. I got some Jean-Guy from my friend Jamie this week. And this is like a mostly sativa pre-rolled cannabis. Right here, some Jean-Guy. But yeah, straight goods on Canadian goods. Support local small cannabis businesses like Forest Plant. And my friend Jamie, who works there, and it's his birthday today, y'all, and he's drafting in our draft with us, Smoking Aces. So, that's the new team in our league this year is my friend Jamie from the weed store. So, there's your straight goods on Canadian goods. And bam, son. All right, Alan Tam. Bam, son. That's right. Fiercely saying thank you for your words of wisdom, Trevor J. That's right. I like that. Alan Tam saying game 4 tomorrow, Raptors versus Cleveland at 1 p.m. That's right. Let's go. Literally, Alan. This man will be in the building tomorrow, bringing this voice and bringing this volume. Yeah, bam, son. I'll yell that out loud just in your honor tomorrow, Alan. In the middle of the game, I'll just yell it inexplicably for no reason. Bam, son. I'll yell it as loud as I can across the vast Scotiabank arena floor. Yeah, I'm going to do that in honor of you, Alan Tam, a great Canadian, Alan Tam. Bam, son. Look at those flags. That's right. Look at that. Canadian pride right there. Fiercey saying, Lex, is there a rule such as only 1 player from the tempo team? I know it's only 2 centers. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that because honestly, there's not a whole lot of tempo players that are fantasy friendly. So we really don't want somebody stacking their team with Slim and Marina and Julie and Temi. You know, we don't want somebody going to get all of them. You know what I'm saying? We don't want everybody to get all of them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She's all right. Let's see. Let's go. That's right. Let's go. We're ready for this. We are ready for this. That's right. Kareem's like, dang, 9th pick. Are you in the chat now? Or Kareem, have you jumped in the draft room? I see that my good friend Jamie is here. I see that we've got most of y'all coming in. We got 3 minutes till the clock is on, and we'll announce the picks. Our draft, our league will be public, so people can go and look at our league page and check on our standings during the season, even if they're not in the league, just so y'all know. That's right. Yeah, Kareem, sorry, you got the 9th pick. That's fine. You can make the best of it. Means you'll get an earlier pick in the 2nd round. It's just how it works. It's just how it works. Fiercely saying Kevin Durant will exit the Rockets. Just watch. It's a pattern. Yeah, when there's some friction, when things aren't going exactly as smooth as he likes, it seems like he's like peacing out. It's like he's the kind of guy that just like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this mess. I'm out. This kind of guy. And the sad thing is he's got all these years in the league and he has all this kind of experience and this level of who he is. And he's a horrible mentor. He's a horrible leader. He's not somebody who's engaged with the team overall in a way where he cares and he's actually giving back to the young players. And that's part of the problem that's going on right here. And this has been the pattern his last few stops wherever he's played. So, yeah, Seymour saying, let's go. Seymour Pate, the sheriff, the city slicker. He's ready to see some WNBA fantasy drafting. That's right. Fiercely saying, you already know who my number 1 pick will be. She is amazing. I'm going to guess it's Miss Wilson. Miss Wilson. Mrs. Wilson. Yes, Dennis. Dennis the Menace. That's right. Look out. Kaz is saying, Lex, who am I picking? I don't know. I'm going to make it on the fly. Maybe I will get the golden girl from Indiana Fever. The most popular basketball player in the world, old CC. Maybe I got to get CC today since I'm number 2, and we're going to get them in the order that they come, right? That's right. 2 minutes to go till the draft starts. Kaz is saying, yes, MJ. Lex said that you can only have 1 tempo player per team. That's right. That's right. And Seymour's saying, good luck, GMs. You want to be the official GM, the official commissioner of fantasy WNBA, Seymour Pape? You want a new moniker? Do you want a new title that you will be the commissioner of WNBA fantasy for this channel? We could do this if you have an interest and you're not playing. That's right. You can be the impartial voice of leadership for the WNBA fantasy league of the Raptor Freak channel. That's right. 2-finger salute to Sarge. That's right, Kaz. That's right. Sarge, that's why you don't disrespect champions for no reason like you did. And it's kind of funny how you said, oh, Kevin's the one who helped y'all win that championship because he was hurt. Well, what's going on right now, Sarge, with Houston Rockets and Kevin Durant being hurt? Yeah. It comes around and bites you in the ass, Sarge, doesn't it? It comes around and bites you in the ass. You don't take to a champion named Fred VanVleet, who won an NBA championship, won a G League championship, is a champion. You're going to say to his face, y'all only won because Kevin got hurt. Well, boomerang this shit right up outside your head, the back of your head, Sarge. On this one, oh, you the only one because Kevin got hurt. What's going on now, Sarge? What's going on now? Yeah, motherfucker. That's what works right there. That's why you don't say shit like that. You better respect championships. I respect Hakeem the Dream, Otis Thorpe, Kenny Smith, and Robert Ory. Oh, I respect Sam Cassell of Florida State University and the championships that they got in the mid-90s. See, I will show due respect, and good things will come to my team. But when you disrespect a champion like you did, Sarge, oh, you only won because Kevin was hurt. Well, Kevin's hurt still, motherfucker. And now you deal with it. That's right. All right, where are we on the clock? Let's go. We're a minute in. We've got 1 minute to go. I'm on the clock. It's time for me to pick right now because it's already been done. The first pick is in, and she has taken Aja Wilson. So who do I want? Let's just take Caitlin Clark. Let's just do this, Lex. Caitlin Clark. I've drafted Caitlin Clark. Yes. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I got Caitlin Clark if somebody wants to trade. All right, Trucker Kaz is on the clock. He is picking next. So we are in the draft now. We have started our draft off. And it looks like, let me see where it says. Yeah, Aja Wilson right away. Fiercely got Aja, the 2-time or 3-time MVP, 3-time champion. They've won 3 out of the last 4 years in the WNBA. It's just a powerful player. Ooh, Paige. Paige is off the board for Kaz as his top pick. Paige Beckers of the Dallas Wings. Paige Beckers That's right. That's a very cool pick. That's pretty high up there pick. Let's see how it goes now. We've got Reese's nieces on the clock. Now I'm going to guess that JP is not here, so we may get him on auto pick after this auto pick goes through right now. I was going to replace JP's team, but if he's going to be here, if he's going to play, I don't know. Hopefully he's going to do something with his WNBA team because he played pretty good in past years, but I just don't know. He hasn't been in touch with us. I don't know whether he wants to play again this year, but he's in there. Let's see. He's got about 40 seconds on the clock. We'll see how this is going down. Y'all come on into the draft and get your picks. Y'all, Kareem, Thomas, come on now, Raptor Freak James. Where are you, my guy? I was telling him, you better get in here, James, to do your draft. And he was trying to figure it out yesterday. I hope he figured it out. I don't know if James did. There's Kareem. I see Kareem just jumped into the draft room. So he's ready. His little Converse shoe logo there. All right, let's see. JP's going to be an automatic pick, and we're going to have to be right on top of this because this is going to go fast in a second. It's going to go fast. Hopefully, once we get through the first round and the auto picks will get done, and then it'll just start auto picking for the next rounds. Okay, so the pick is in, and JP has taken Alyssa Thomas of the Phoenix Mercury at forward for Reese's Nieces' first pick of the draft this year. Now, Cool Cat is on the clock to pick next. And she will be, the top choice right now is Brianna Stewart, along with Angel Reese is right there. So maybe there's a couple choices here for Cool Cat on this one right here. Yeah, I can't believe I got Caitlin Clark. This is controversial, Lex. Maybe it's a good thing that you got old CC on your team. I hope I don't have to take her fans with me too. In some ways, I just want to have her on my team and get the stats. But yeah, I don't want to mess with no Caitlin Clark fans though. No. Stay away. Stay away. That's right. Let's see what y'all are saying in the chat real quick while we're on here. Yeah, Seymour Scott Trucker Kaz saying, what's up, this Trucker Kaz? And Fiercely saying, Lex, don't stoop to Sarge's level. Go off. Fuck it. Go off on him. Well, it's deserved. The man's, you don't disrespect a Raptors champion to his face on his own podcast, Sarge. That is my whole point from before. You getting this because you disrespected Fred. It's not necessarily that you disrespected me. You disrespected Fred. And you're supposed to work for him, Sarge. Like, what is this shit? You're supposed to work for Fred. Hello? He's the guy why there's a show. There's no show without Fred VanVleet on Unguarded. I'm sorry. That's just how it works, my guy. You're not in the NBA or a champion. All right, so the pick is in. And the pick for Cool Cat is going to be Brianna Stewart. I think she's going to be very happy she got Stewie. I believe she is a pretty big Liberty fan in the past, and I've heard her talk glowingly about Brianna Stewart. And fortunately, it sounds like Stewie's healthy for this season. So that's a good pick right there. That's a good pick. All right, Logical Raptors Fanatic is on the clock. I sent him a text. I don't know. We'll have to see. Some of these people that are sleeping right now, they're going to have to get their picks automatic, and then we'll see if they're happy with their teams afterwards. We got some good players up near the top on the list right now. Angel Reese is at the top of the list, sister of Julian Reese of the Raptors 905. Of course, what a great year for Juju Reese. I wish we had kept him. He shouldn't be on the Wizards right now. He should have been on the Raptors. And we need Julian Reese, Bobby Webster. Why did you let him go like that? You had him on our team all year. You could have grabbed him. But yeah, Angel Reese is there from Logical Raptors Fanatic. And if he's not careful, in the next 20 seconds, he's going to auto pick her because he's not here. And that's all right. That's a great player to have. In some ways, Angel Reese is a rebounding machine and will get you lots of stats off the boards. So, yeah, I would not be upset if I had Angel Reese off of a auto draft. But we'll have to see how Mike feels later on. Well, he's not up. This is the thing. I know Mike don't wake up till like 2 p.m. So this is part of the reason why. All right. It looks like Jamie's on it right away. Angel Reese goes to Logical Raptors Fanatic. And Jamie, the Smoking Aces, happy birthday once again. Aaliyah Boston is going to his team right away on it. And now MK is in the house too. We see a 2-time WNBA fantasy champion has picked Kelsey Plum to his team, the Meredith's Magnificent team from the LA Sparks. So there you go. We're getting this done. And it looks like we got Kareem on the clock now. All right, full ass. Let's see if you can butt dial in the pick here. Let's see what you think you're going to get here. That's right. We're going to see. He's jumping in and out. I don't know if he knows how to do this. I could see Kareem panicking somewhere in the house in Mississauga right now. I don't know what to do, honey. How do I do this draft? Where is it? He's like, there may be a little bit of that going on. Okay, no, he figured it out. He got it. Who'd he pick? He picked Sabrina Ionescu of the New York Liberty, who participated in that 3-point shootout with Steph Curry a couple years ago. So she got a shooter. Now James is on the turn. He's got 2 picks in a row, number 10 and number 11th pick. We only have 10 teams in this league. And, well, all the people that have not shown up are on auto pick. So this will go faster going into the next couple rounds now that it's sussed out who's going to be on auto pick because they are not available here to be here drafting. So, yeah, I'm glad to see that we've got at least 6 of the managers out of the 10 are here. I know it's a weird time to draft, and I appreciate Jamie doing it. He's at work at his job right now, and it is his birthday, but he is managing to do this on the phone while he's out there doing his work right now. So, yeah, what's your excuse, logical Raptors fanatic? Oh, you're asleep. That's right. All right, let's see. What else y'all are saying in here? Randolph's here. Good morning, Randolph. Raptors freaks. Beloved fam, blessings. If you are breathing, that's God sustaining your life. Today was not promised, but here you are. Live with purpose. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Randolph. And blessings to the Phillips family. And yeah, Kaz is saying, Gene Guy, rubber boots. That's right, Gene Guy. Good supply, Gene Guy. That's right. Salute to Jamie. Happy birthday to Smoking Aces, Jamie. That's right. It's his birthday. Let's see. Oh, we're back on the clock. 2 picks were taken by James on the turn. He got Hamby of the Sparks and Ogwumike of the Sparks also. So he's going double Sparks on that one. Double Sparks on that pick for James on the turn. So we now know he's going to do auto pick also. So now Kareem's on the clock. At the top of the draft list is Skylar Diggins of the Chicago Sky. We're going to have to see if Kareem will take that top pick or will he improvise and go a little bit lower on the draft. We got Jackie Young of the Aces, Kelsey Mitchell of the Fever, Alicia Gray of the Dream, Sonia Citron of the Mystics. These are a couple of the choices at the top of the draft right now in the official ranking order of ESPN's fantasy WNBA rankings. So, yeah, there's some choices there. I don't see any Toronto Tempo players on the horizon yet in the drafting places, but who knows? Maybe somebody will do make a reach and go get a Tempo player soon. But no Tempo players taken in the first round on this draft, unfortunately. But, that's probably smart drafting because we'll have to see. I mean, there are going to be stats taken by Tempo players. We know this. There are going to be teams. There's going to be somebody on this team collecting stats. There's going to be somebody getting rebounds, somebody getting assists, somebody getting that stuff. That's right. Kareem Thomas has taken Skylar Diggins at the 12th pick in the draft. And now we're on pick number 13. It's MK, 2-time champion. He's going to go ahead and get another champion in Jackie Young of the Las Vegas Aces. Right away, boom goes the dynamite. MK knows what he's doing. This is probably going to be the favorite for winning this year. Kaz is the champion from last year, and Kaz does very well too. But MK, Meredith, is very, very dangerous at WNBA Fantasy. Just trust me on this. Very, very dangerous. Let's see. Jamie's on the clock again. Smoking Aces, representing the Blue Jays, our guy Jamie. Let's see what he's thinking today with the second pick that he has for his team. And remember, you want to flesh out your positions. You want to make sure you do get enough of the different positions so that you have flexibility in setting up your lineup each time. All right, Kelsey Mitchell is off the board to Jamie, and Alicia Gray right away to Logical Raptors fanatic. Sonia Citron goes to Cool Cat, and Reese's Nieces is going to go ahead and take Arike Agonbolwale of the Dallas Wings. So there you go. Raptor Streak is on the pick, and it's my turn. Now, who do I want? Nafisa Collier is still there, and that is really one of the best players in the league, but she's not expected to come back till June, is what it's saying. So I'll miss her for a month, but she'll be back in June. This is a tough one. It's like a stash. Do I want to do that, or do I want to take somebody like Courtney Williams? You know what? I think I will take Nafisa Collier because she is actually kind of Oh, wait, Kaz is picking before me. What am I doing? I'm not on the clock yet. He could do that. He could take Nafisa Collier. He's figuring this out. Yeah, I should have shut up. I don't know. I read it that I thought I was picking, but I guess Kaz is actually there right now. All right, let's see what he does. He's got choices. Maybe he'll take Collier. Maybe he'll take my strategy, or maybe not. We'll have to see. All right. Also, Satu Sabali is coming up, the sister of Niara, who's on the tempo, who just got signed to the Liberty in the offseason. And see, what did he do? What did he do? All right. Oh, the ESPN sound just went off. He took Kiki Irafane of Washington Mystics. Wow, that's a pick out of the blue right there. I'm going to go ahead and take Collier because I'm going for stars, baby. And I think that Nafisa Collier may be the best player in the league after Wilson. It's just that she's been hurt. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Nafisa. And there we go. Cardoza to the Fiercey Salsaritas of Chicago Sky. Camila Cardoza, the center, going to Fiercey's team. And she's on the clock on the turn again. She'll make two picks. She took Gabby Williams, who just recently a free agent signing to the Golden State Valkyries. All right, so I'm back on the clock, and I could get another chance. Do you want to take Courtney Williams, Lex? Do you want to take Courtney Williams, or should you start thinking about a center? Maybe get a good, strong pivot woman out there. Maybe this is tough. What do you do, Lex? What do you do? You know what? I think I will take Courtney just to be at the top of the draft with what's going on here. I feel like there's value in Courtney Williams at point guard from the Minnesota Lynx. So, yeah, Lex's third pick is in. It's Courtney Williams. And Trucker Kaz is back to get his third pick now. And who will he add to his team so far with Kiki and Paige? Who will be the next pick for the defending champions of our WNBA team? It's Ryan Howard of the Atlanta Dream is the pick. And now we're going through the run now. Satu Sabali goes to Reese's Nieces. Azura Stevens to Cool Cat. And Chelsea Gray will be on Logical Raptors Fanatics team. Now, Jamie's on the clock. It's going a little bit faster now that the auto picks are all doling out to the absentee managers who are not here for their draft. You know, you can really fix your team up after the draft if you weren't here to do the draft through the waiver wire and through just astute wheeling and dealing. You can do trades. You can do, check up on who's been playing well and just improve your team. Sometimes, you don't have to know a whole lot about the league. If you know how to crunch numbers and kind of look at trends, you can figure out how to play WNBA fantasy. But of course, it's fun to watch the games too and see it all in action in person too. So Jamie's on the clock. Let's see what he's thinking here. He's jumping in and out of the room. I know he's doing it on his phone, and he's at work right now. So it's kind of like, jump back and forth. He's kind of hoping, I guess, that he'll get the chances when to draft and while he's doing something, but maybe he has to do something. He's like, oh no, I got to do this. Now I got to do the draft. I don't know. I can only speculate. The man is on the clock and it is his birthday. So we're going to say happy birthday to him. All right. Who did he take? He took Natasha Howard of the Minnesota Lynx at forward. It's a nice, solid player. New surroundings for Howard coming to the Lynx for this year. Switching teams up. Looks like the best pick on the draft now at this point is Tina Charles, according to ESPN's rankings. Let's see if two-time champion MK is going to go along with that pattern or going to go get somebody totally different. We'll have to see. Okay, the pick is in, and it is Tina Charles going to MK's team. Kareem Thomas, you're on the clock, full ass. It's a complete crap. Yes. Let's see if he's interested in some of these rookies are coming up in the draft list right now. We see Olivia Miles. We see Fudd. Well, there we go. Boom goes a gold. Kareem took Jonquel Jones of the Liberty. And then 2 picks in a row, we got Olivia Miles and Alana Smith going to James's team. So the rookie that just got drafted, I think she was the 2nd or 3rd pick in the draft. Olivia Miles going right there. The first rookie from the rookie class and going before Betts or Fudd or Rice. That's very curious to me that Olivia Miles is the top rookie drafted. I've seen some of her highlights, though. She's something else. She can score. That's for sure. Yeah, Alana Smith just signed with the Dallas Wings and showed up with them for the first time just recently. The top pick according to ESPN's pre-draft rankings right now, is Veronica Burton of the Golden State Valkyries. We've also got the number 1 pick in the draft right near there. We've got Kalia Copper. We got Dominique Malonga, the center for the Seattle Storm. And there is old Cash Money Mabry is starting to come up the listing on the pre-draft rankings according to ESPN. So Kareem, you're on the clock. I hope you're not getting too frazzled. I hope you're not getting distracted. I hope that there's no trees out back that are browning while you're waiting. We're waiting for you to do this. Just kidding. I hope you get the new trees in the back, and the wife is very pleased with the aesthetics, the look of the new trees in the backyard there. All right, he's made the pick. Must have been so much talking I did. Veronica Burton is the choice of the Valkyries. Kalia Copper goes to MK's team. Very, 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 very astute drafter. I'm telling you, this guy gets good players. Jamie is on the clock now, smoking aces, an homage to the Toronto Blue Jays. And it was so nice to see Vlad Jr. at the Raptors game the other night, supporting the Raptors, and then RJ running over and saying, man, I just have to pay you respect for what you've done for the city. That's right, RJ. Well, Vlad needs to come pay you respect for what you're doing for the city too, my guy. So don't undersell what you're doing, RJ Barrett, and especially in the playoffs right now against Cleveland for the Toronto Raptors. Let's go get that win tomorrow, Raptors. That's right. That's right. I'm going to get loud. Oh, yeah. It's going to be the culmination of lots of yelling that I've done at Scotiabank Arena all year. The culmination of it tomorrow. There'll be more of it, hopefully, and more rounds. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see down the road. All right, Jamie's on the clock. Let's see what he's thinking with his 4th pick in the draft. Let's see who's adding to his roster for this spot right here. It'll be very interesting to see. He could take the number 1 pick in the draft, Ozzie Fudd. I think that it's cool that her name's Fudd. I mean, Elmer Fudd's not a real person, so she's not related to Elmer Fudd, right? No. But, like, it's cool. I don't hear a lot of people with the last name Fudd. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything. Oh, Jamie went and took Marina Mabry. He went and got the Cash Money Mabry. What? Happy birthday, Jamie. He's got his Toronto Tempo player, and it is Marina Mabry. Wow. Fudd went the next pick to Logical Raptors Fanatic, and we got Dominique Malongwa going to Cool Cat, Ariel Atkins to Reese's Nieces, and now Trucker Kaz is on the clock. At the top of the list right now, it looks like Jewel Lloyd, Lauren Betts, and Rickea Jackson at the top. We got some Kayla McBride. Natasha Cloud has not been picked up on a team, and that is a tough one. Somebody drafts that one, auto draft, that's not going to be who you want. Trust me. Of course, Shakira Austin was offered an offer sheet by the Toronto Tempo, but did not get picked. So, it's tough. She got matched, and they stayed on the Washington Mystics. So we did not get Austin to Toronto Tempo, unfortunately, because the Mystics valued her and kept her around. But yeah, Kaz is on the clock right now. I wonder what he's thinking. Okay, he went ahead and took the big center, Lauren Betts, at center right there. That's pretty cool right there. I like that. All right, where are you going to go, Lex? You've had Jewel Lloyd in the past, and you have wanted Jewel Lloyd on your team, but Jewel Lloyd has not done well at the level that she did in Seattle in Las Vegas. So you know what? I wonder how is this person doing? Because she's somebody that I have had in the past and has done very, very well. I don't know. I'm also worried that they may be hurt. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and get the player that we wanted on the Tempo, and I'm going to get Shakira Austin, and she's going to be my center for my team. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and get her right there. Yeah, let's see what else is going on here. Looks like Brittany Sykes is off the board to Fiercey. So Fiercey's taking her Tempo player, and it's Slim. Slim is gone off the board to Fiercey Salsera. Brittany Sykes of the Toronto Tempo, the 2nd pick in our WNBA Fantasy Draft, and will be on MJ's team. That's right. And MJ is on the clock for the 2nd pick on the turn. And the 2nd pick on the turn is Rickea Jackson of the Chicago Sky for her. Now it's my choice again. And I'm looking at pretty much the same list again of who I just saw. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Who do you want, Lex? None of them. So it's really kind of between these two. Who do you feel like is going to be better this year? I'm going to go ahead and take Kayla McBride. There you go. Kayla McBride of the Minnesota Lynx. I've had her on my fantasy team a couple times over the years, and she's been pretty steady for me at times. So I'll go ahead and get Miss McBride of the Minnesota Lynx, a sharpshooter and a very top-level WNBA player. Yeah, I skipped Jewel. I don't know why. I'm just not on the Jewel Lloyd tip like I was in the past. I very much like Jewel Lloyd when she played for Seattle. But for some reason in Las Vegas, there's a watered-down value there. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say these things. Maybe Kaz would select Jewel Lloyd right here, but maybe not because he's listening. Natasha Cloud, once again, I will say this. The benefit of the people that are here, she is not signed with the team, and it's still not totally sure if she'll be playing in this season. So do not draft her. It looks like JP is going to probably take her possibly on an auto pick or Cool Cat. One of them may be taking her on auto pick very soon because they are not in the draft this morning to get their players in person. That's what happens when that happens. All right, let's see. He did go ahead and take Jewel Lloyd, and JP's going to take Natasha Cloud. Kayla Thornton of the Valkyries goes to Cool Cat, and Brianna Jones will be on Logical Raptors Fanatics team as a center from the Atlanta Dream. Yeah, Jamie's on the clock once again, and it looks like we've got some interesting names near the top here, the top of the list for the draft at this point. We'll have to see who it's going to be. Who's it going to be? That's right. Let's see. Yeah, Jamie is working, as I said right now, and he may be a little bit preoccupied to a degree. So we'll just have to see when he gets his pick in and what's it going to be at this point. You know, they're not having a whole lot of tempo players high in this draft because they probably don't think that, they're kind of putting them down as far as like, well, their production on their old teams isn't that high, but they're going to be inflated. That's the whole thing. And it's really kind of hard to kind of predict how they're going to play, So it's like, it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing. I tell you, excuse me. So let's see. Smoking Aces, you're on the clock. And hopefully the Blue Jays have been winning more lately. They had a little rough patch after a good start this season. And hopefully they've been winning more recently. Hopefully. We'll see. All right, the pick is in. It's Elizabeth Williams, center for the Chicago Sky. That is the pick for Jamie. Happy birthday. The MK on the clock with his fifth pick of the draft. We're on pick 48 of our WNBA Fantasy Draft. And, well, Brittany Griner is at the top of the list as the suggested draft picks for the rankings from ESPN. Dewana Bonner of the Mercury is also there. Janelle Salone, Anissa Morrow, Erica Wheeler, and Sonia Rivers of the Connecticut Sun are all right there in an order. Let's see what MK is thinking here. It'll be a astute pick, I'm sure. We'll have to see which way MK goes. I'm feeling really happy with my team so far. I feel like I've got some real stars on my team. I've got that Minnesota Lynx backcourt, so it's pretty cool. So let's see. MK has, let's see. Jamie took Brittany Griner. Dewana Bonner. Okay, I see. Bridget Carlton to Meredith. That's pretty smart because Bridget's going to get a lot more stats this year. Dewana Bonner to Kareem. Brittany Griner to Jamie, and Janelle Saloon to James. Oh, those are to James. James gets Brittany Griner and Janelle Saloon. Okay. And now Kareem's back on the clock because of the turn, and he will take his sixth pick at this point. We're doing 11 rounds, guys. So, yeah, he's taking Kennedy Carter, who just recently returned from overseas with a new contract with the Las Vegas Aces. Will be playing for the champions this year. The champions from last year. So, yeah, Kennedy is back. And I guess the CC versus CC matchup, we are mortal enemies now, Kareem, because I've got Caitlin and you've got Carter. We're mortal enemies. Easy McBeggar is going to Meredith's team, Seattle Storm center off the draft board to Meredith. Easy is off the boards. There you go. Another center there. Make sure you're getting your positional needs Y'all, we're getting to the point where you want to look over on your roster side and see if you're getting them in the right places. If you're getting too many down on the bench, that means you got a need that you need to fill in the higher part of your draft as far as players that will fit in that position. So, yeah, I need to get another center is what it's telling me right now. So I need to get a second center on my team is what it's telling me. All right, let's see. Jamie's pick is in. Let's see. And the auto picks are going real fast. He's taken Cameron Brink of the Los Angeles Sparks with his 6th pick. Anissa Morrow is going to Logical Raptors Fanatic. Erica Wheeler to Cool Cat. And Naz Hillman will be on JP's Reese's Nieces. Yeah, so now we're on Kaz. Trucker Kaz taking his 6th pick of the draft. Where is he thinking at this point? We've got some interesting players near the top. Jessica Shepard, who's just gone to the Wings from the Lynx. Courtney Vandersloot, both are hurt, but who knows? Maybe they're not that hurt for long. Jordan Canada of Atlanta Dreams. Cheyenne Parker Tyus of the Aces. Sammy Whitcomb of Mercury. Leonie Feibach of the Liberty. Nalissa Smith of the Aces. These are top players at the top of this list right now for selection. And let's see if anybody's going to go get them right now. Let's see. That's right. I got to start getting more big players, I think, is what it's looking for mine. It's saying, yeah, you only got 1 forward and 1 center, but you got 3 guards. So maybe I need to start picking some forwards and centers, Lex, is what I'm thinking with what I'm looking at with my team right now. But, yeah, Trucker Kaz is on the clock. He's off the road again. Because it's Saturday and it's the weekend. He took Rivers. So yeah, Stania Rivers is the girlfriend of Marina Mabry. So that's pretty interesting right there. All right, let's see. All right, you need to get something certain. All right, let me just check on her real quick. What is this saying? Okay, she's not really out for long. She's going to be back in 5 days. So she shouldn't be that hurt. So maybe I'll just go ahead and take Shepard up at the top here. Because it looks like, yeah, she's got center eligibility. That's good. I want that center eligibility. So, Jessica Shepard, you are a Raptor Freak All-Star. That's right. You are a Raptor Freak All-Star. So, Fiercey's on the clock for 2 in a row. Let's see what she's thinking. She got the first pick, and she gets the turn when she drafts. So, 2 picks in a row. It's really kind of it's a nice place to be, honestly. You get the first pick in the draft, and then you get 2 picks in a row for the rest of the draft. And that's fantastic. You can get filled up with your roster real fast from picking 2 in a row and kind of getting pairs at the same time. James on the other turn getting to do the same thing. So, yeah, I got to watch here. Who do I want at this point? Who do I want? What is the right position for me here? This is tough. I'm going to have to – I don't want to reach for somebody. That's the one thing I don't want to do, though. I don't want to reach. I want to kind of play this right and get value at each pick. All right, it's Natasha Hedeman that Fiercey is taken, and also Gabriela Waquez, Jaime Waquez Jr.'s sister, and the rookie that just got drafted. Very, very interesting picks. All right, I'm on the clock. Who do you want, Lex? Who do you want? You know what? I'm going to reach. I said I wouldn't, but I want to do this just because I want to make sure. So I'm going to go ahead and get Temi as my tempo player. So I got Temi Fagan-Benley as my center and my Toronto Tempo designated player. So I wanted to get another center. So now, yeah, I got Temi. That's good. Yeah, good stuff. All right, Kaz, you're back on the clock. And now I've got my tempo player. I can't get another tempo player. That's just how it goes. So, yeah, there's still some good tempo players out there. There's our number 1 pick, Kiki Rice. She is up near the top. We've also got Kia Nurse and Isabel Harrison. These are a couple of the tempo players that are near the top of the draft. Niara Sabali also there. So, if those are any, Julie Alamong, there's another one. That's not a bad pick, possibly. We'll have to see. She's going to probably get a lot of time. Aaliyah Nye, maybe you're interested in a sharpshooter, or Lexi Held or Kitty Laxa. There's a lot of potential in all these players to be doing stuff this year. Love to see. There you go. Cass took Julie Alamon for his tempo player. Awa Pham is going to Reese's Nieces. That's interesting. I think he did do a pre-draft settings, because he's taking players that are a little bit further down. Courtney Vandersloot going to Cool Cat, and Jordan Canada is going to be on Logical Raptors Fanatics team. Jamie is on the clock, and he is selecting his 7th player of the draft at this pick. And well, the top pick right now is Cheyenne Parker Tyus of the Las Vegas Aces, according to the ESPN rankings. That is the top player right now at the top of the draft. So let's see who's going to get who for this. Yeah, let's see. So yeah, you Fiercey got Slim, and Jamie got Marina. I got Temi, and Kaz got Julie. So I'm trying to keep track of who's got tempo players so far, because we only want to get one tempo player per person. That's it, one tempo per person. I should have probably told Jamie that. We'll see. Hopefully, he won't go and get any tempo players more. We'll just have to see. Yeah, there's the Flau'jae Johnson, who was drafted by the Valkyries and then traded to the Seattle Storm on draft night. There's Kia Nurse. So he did take another tempo player. I'm going to have to talk to him about that. He didn't know the rule. So, yeah, he took Kia Nurse. So I'll talk to Jamie about this when I can, and we'll see how it works. But, yeah, I should have probably told him that rule that we have about not having more than one Toronto player on your fantasy team. So, yeah, MK's on the clock. Let's see, 2-time WNBA fantasy champion, Meredith. Where he's selecting, man, he's always picking top-notch picks. I'm telling you, he knows the value. He knows the value. And if he's picking somebody, it's probably because, yeah, this is going to be a person that's really going to add to their team and what they do. Yeah. But, yeah, Jamie took Kia Nurse. That's cool. That's cool. We'll have to see how Kia does. There was a cool clip from Tempo training camp of her, Aaliyah Nye, and Kiki Rice hitting 3-point shots in the corner all in a row, and they hit 7. Kia hit 3 herself, and the other 2 hit 2 each. And, yeah, that was a cool little clip from the training camp. We've been getting little clips of the training camp here and there trickling out, and we get to see what's going on. So MK's taken Dallas Wings Maddie Siegrist at the 7th round pick, and now Kareem is on the clock. A minute to go on the clock for full ass. It's a complete crap. That's right. Let's see. Yeah, we're moving right along. We're going to get this done, and hopefully the draft people will be happy with their selections. So we're in round 7 of 11. So yeah, we're more than halfway through the draft, and we'll get there, and hopefully we'll be done in about an hour, and then we'll do the regular show stuff afterwards with the classic card and the Raptors Redder of the day and such. All right, so the picks are coming off the board now, and Kareem took Tierra McCowan, a center, free agency center. I don't know if she's on a team, Kareem. You got to look at that. That FA means free agent. Doesn't mean on a team. Cheyenne Parker Tyus of the Las Vegas Aces is going to James, and so is Sammy Whitcomb. So Kareem's back on the clock. Yeah, you took a free agent center that's not tethered to a team right now. That's what FA means, just so you know. But it's all good. Maybe they will end up on a team soon, but we'll have to see. Let's see. Kareem took Stephanie Dolson, center for the Seattle Storm, and his latest pick. MK's back on the clock in round 8, moving right along. Pick number 73. And yeah, we'll just keep moving. All right, he's taking Flau'jae Johnson, the guard for Seattle Storm. So yeah, there you go. There's some more rookies off the board right there. Let's see what Jay does here. I hope he doesn't pick Kiki Rice, because honestly, I should have told him this rule, and we'll figure it out. Maybe we can get him to construct some trades with people, or maybe I should just throw this rule out. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't make this rule, especially because I don't know. Tempo players may not be, all that in a bag of chips. Like, he may be not drafting well because he's getting so many tempo players. We'll have to see. I know they're going to be all that in a bag of chips. They're going to be fantastic. All right, let's see what Jamie does on his birthday here at 10:20 in the morning on a Saturday morning, WNBA Fantasy Draft, Raptor Freak Channel. Let's see what he's thinking here. That's right. Nalissa Smith, Maisha Hines-Allen, Tiffany Hayes, Zia James, Leonie Feedback. Well, we'll have to see. Stephanie, Sophie Cunningham, Rachel Banham, Rachel Banham, that's a good shooter. I think she's the one who's hurt. She might be a little hurt right now. Let's see. Where did he go? He took Dana Evans. And Leonie Fyback goes to Logical Raptors Fanatic. Nalissa Smith to Cool Cat. And Maisha Hines Allen to JP. That's the auto picks real quick in that section. And Kaz is back on the clock. I guess Kaz took Julie already, so he can't get Kiki. Yeah. So, and actually, all of us have done. So the next little round, we need to bypass Kiki Rice, and JP should take Kiki for auto pick. I think that's how it'll work, because Fiercey's got Slim, I've got Tammy, and Kaz has got Julie. So yeah, we should bypass, and Kiki Rice will go to JP's Reese's nieces on this pass. We'll have to see. All right, what position do I want to draft next? Let's see. All right, I'm on now. There's my Natasha Mack is going to go ahead and go to Kaz here on this pick. All right, I need a forward. Let me get a forward here. You know, I don't mind having multiple position eligibility, although I don't remember an Olivia Nelson Oda. You know what? Nah, I'm going to go ahead and just stick to taking the best that I can get. And I feel good about – hang on. Let me just look at one player real quick. Let's see. All right. You know what? I'm going to get this a pair because I know that she plays with Caitlin. So I'm going to take Sophie Cunningham because she's one of the Fever, and she's so happy to be playing with Caitlin Clark. So I'll go ahead and get a little Fever matchup with Sophie. Now, Fiercey's on the clock. She's got 2 picks in a row. A lot of guards at the top of the draft list right now. We'll just have to see how this goes here. Let's see. Fiercey is taken on the first pick. Leah Edwards, Canadian, forward for Connecticut Sun. That's very cool. I like that pick. That's a fantastic pick. And let's see. The second one for her on this turn is going to be Carla Lette of Portland Fire from the expansion draft. All right, I'm on the clock now. I really kind of don't want to get another guard. So who do we want then instead? All right, you know what? I'm going to get Olivia Nelson Oduda because center positional eligibility is a nice flex to have. So yeah, forward and center eligible. That's good. That's good right there. All right, only 2 more rounds coming up after this one. So we're in the 9th round right now. Chucker Kaz is on the clock, and let's see where he goes with this one. And then it'll be Reese's nieces taking probably Kiki Rice on the auto draft here. And yeah, get these Toronto Tempo players distributed around. All right, this is moving along swimmingly. Here we go. All right, there they go. Kaz has got Louisa Giesel Solder. That's the player from Germany that they said was from somewhere else, I believe, right? Kiki Rice goes to JP. Tiffany Hayes get Cool Cat. And Azia James goes to Logical Raptors Fanatic. Jamie's on the clock in the 9th round. Number 87 is the pick. And, well, let's see. This WNBA draft's moving along swimmingly. And, well, it's going to be fun to play this year, especially because we have our own team. We've played WNBA Fantasy for years now, and we've had no connection to it completely because we don't have a WNBA team in Toronto until now. And now it's like this is going to be really fun. It's going to be fun to play. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to go to games because I'm looking forward to going to some Tempo games this summer, heading down to Coca-Cola Coliseum, check them out there. And I'll probably try and get them at Scotiabank too, when they do one of the Scotiabank games and help be one of the numbers in that building too. Yeah, let's see. All right. DeJounte Carrington is the pick for Jamie there. It's a guard out of Chicago Sky, and that's the pick. MK's on the clock. MK's on the clock. This is number 88, pick number 88, round 9 of 11. So we're moving right along. And, yeah, all right, let's see. Rachel Banham is off the board for Meredith at that spot. Yeah, Rachel is going to have a new role in Chicago. We're going to have to see how that role fits with the change and coming to that team. We'll have to see. Kareem Thomas on the clock now for his 9th pick, and then we'll be in the 10th round pretty much, and moving right along through the last 2. All right, Kareem's going to take Odyssey Sims, and then the auto draft for James took Rebecca Allen and Ariel Powers. All right, check your positional needs on your roster and see who you need to get what position at this point. This is important. Kareem Thomas on the clock once again for his 10th pick, and then only one more pick after that for full ass. Yeah, we're getting near the end here. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. So let's get these picks in right, is what I'm saying here. So yeah, make sure you get the positional needs that you need to flesh out your team so that you can make subs in and out in the right kind of ways. That's right. I see a couple of tempo players around down there. Okay, it's Emily Engsteller that is going to be the pick for MK. Jamie's on the draft clock. A minute to go on his selection here. He's done a good job picking while he's been at work, keeping it up on it and getting draft picks in. It's good. It's good stuff. Yeah, let's see where the pick is here. Shug Sutton is the top pick, suggested by ESPN at this point in the draft. 86th rank overall. Kate Martin also there. Lexi Hull, Maureen Johannes, Gianna Neepkins, and Michaela Onenware. So yeah, there's a couple of decent players up near the top here of the draft at this point. Yeah, so we'll have to see what people are saying here as far as the last couple picks in the draft and who's going to be on teams and, well, who's going to be on the waiver wire. And you get that access to go get players from the waiver wire after the draft. You should be able to switch it around if you got somebody that is not really actually playing. If you got somebody by accident or you made a mistake, you can fix it after the draft. You should be able to do some moves and get things right after the fact. All right, let's see. He's taken Sabali, so he's taken 3 tempo players. I wish I had told him this rule. Shug Sutton is going to Logical Raptors Fanatics team, Kate Martin to Cool Cat, and Lexi Hall to Reese's Nieces. So, yeah, let's see. All right, we got Kaz on the clock for this one. Let's see what he's thinking here. It's probably a positional need now with only 2 spots on the bench left. Phil, let's see. He's taking Lila Lacan, a guard for Connecticut Sun. All right, who do I want at this point? Let me see. I want to do this right. You know, I do have a lot of Lynx players. That's not necessarily good to stack a whole bunch of players from the same team, though. All right, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and take Michaela. Michaela on Onionware. There we go. All right, cool. All right, next is Fiercey. Fiercey's got 2 picks in a row, and there are last 2 picks, and she'll be done with the draft, and then we're in the last round, and we're over. We'll be done very, very soon. Just got to get these last picks. This is an hour draft. It's about what it is. It's about an hour. Let's see. Fiercey's picking number 100 of the draft right here, and it's Kennedy Burke. Kennedy Burke goes at pick number 100 in round 10, the 10th pick of round 10. Kennedy Burke of the Connecticut Sun at forward is the selection, and she's got her last pick here. Let's see what she decides with her roster and the position that she wants to fill here to flesh it out for her last pick. See who it is. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Let's see. Yeah, there's quite a few guards that are at the top of the list right now. And hopefully there's some value here somewhere. You know, hopefully there's value in some of these players that are here as far as what you would like to have on your team. Man, what am I thinking? I got to make my last pick very now. Okay, so she took Pow Pow of Atlanta Dream. Okay. All right. Who do I want? That's the question. I guess there's not really, you've got good center depth. Maybe you could go ahead and just get another guard right now and just ride with another guard on your team. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I don't know if I like what's further down. Oh, let's do that. I'm going to draft Amma here because I want another Canadian. I want Canadian on my team. I got Letitia Amma here at the end there. All right, there we go. That's the end of my draft. My roster is full. That's awesome. That's good stuff. All right, Kaz is going to pick, and then we'll do auto pick. All right, he's taking Cecilia Zandalasini, and the rest of the picks go right in a row. Marine Johannes to JP, Medina Okot to Coolcat, and let's see, Gianna Neepkins to Logical Raptors Fanatic, Ray Burrell to Jamie's Smoking Aces, and Isabel Harrison's going to go to MK's team. And then we got, let's see, Kareem Thomas is going to pick, and then James will have his last pick, and then we'll be done. Yeah, I guess some people got 2 tempo players, and well, I'm going to have to sort this out and see how this works. In some ways, maybe we shouldn't care about it. I know I told everybody that, and that's unfair. I only took 1 tempo player myself. It looks like Jamie took 3, and it might be that MK took 2 also. It looks like he took 2 also. So I'll just have to sort it out. Maybe we won't make a big deal out of it. I'll ask you guys to decide with me. I'll specifically ask Kareem and Fiercey and the people that have been here in the chat whether you feel like I should care about this or not. Because I know I said that at the beginning. I know y'all got your tempo players. Some of y'all got 1 like I did. But some people did take multiple ones. And it's, I wish I'd gotten to everybody and talked to them before to let them know. But yeah, let's see. Kareem's on the clock. He's got 20 seconds. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, man? It's a complete crap. You've got to make your selection, my guy. And then James will auto pick and we'll be done. That's right. What is it going to be, my guy? What is your choice here, Kareem Thomas? What is your choice here? Where are you going with this? That's right. Where are you going with this? So he's taking Azun, and JC Sheldon is the last pick of our draft going to James's team. And now the draft is over. Thank you for participating, everybody, in our Raptor Freak WNBA Fantasy Draft for 2026. There you go. Good stuff. I hope you guys like your teams. Hope you like your teams. That's right. Saying happy birthday to Jamie. I like it. Raptors in 6. Let's go. Lex, are you bringing our good luck charm, Adriana? Yes. Adriana will be at the game with me tomorrow. I'll pick her up around 10:30. Yeah, that's how crazy it is. I'll be picking her up around this time tomorrow, 24 hours from now, to get down to the arena for 1 o'clock. And so my stream tomorrow, I think I might start it at 8:30. And I'll do the first half hour, like the preview, and then the ref report will come out at 9, and I'll do the ref report really quick, live on the channel. I'll do the whole thing in front of you guys, and then I'm gonna end it after I do the ref report at just after 9, and I'm gonna jump in the truck and head to Toronto. So yeah, I got to do this quick. I can't mess around. There's no time to dilly-dally. And with a 1 p.m. start, which is a lot earlier than a 3 p.m. start or a 7 start, I got to get out early and get going early to get there on time. But yeah, she's going to be there. Yeah, Seymour's saying Mrs. Adebayo. Oh, yeah, the first pick in the draft, Miss Wilson. Miss Wilson. Mr. Wilson is what his name is. That's right, Mr. Wilson. Fiercely saying this season is extremely stacked. So much talent in the WNBA. Difficult to choose and cue my players. There you go. There you go. You want to be the sheriff of commissioners? Seymour Pape, the sheriff of commissioners. The draft has started. Wash your damn hands is what Seymour's saying. Drum roll, please. Here's he saying Paige coming to Dallas reduced Arike's shots production, so less opportunities for her to score. Here's he saying Lex, you take Cece. Hang on, I want to see that. You take Cece, you take the drama coming with her. But jokes aside, she will give you so many points and assists. Well, I'm just excited. I'm on that Caitlin Clark with my WNBA team this year. This is fun. Stewie's solid. Kaz is saying, man, this shit is so fun. Thanks for everyone for inviting me and participating. No problem, Cass. I'm glad you enjoy playing fantasy. I know this is something that you've started doing like in more recent years, and I'm glad that you value playing and having a team to run. And I just feel like this is a fantastic way to be introduced and get more of knowledge of the new tempo team and the WNBA being in Canada now. This is a really, really good way to do it. That's right. Yeah, good showing from the GMs. Yeah, I'm happy that 6 out of the 10 were here. I knew some people weren't going to show up. I knew they wouldn't. Fiercely saying, thank you, Randolph, for the words of wisdom. And you wanted NECA. Kaz is saying, I would say MK is better than me. I just got lucky last year. I don't know. You did a really good job, and you were very diligent. And it's not easy. I'm just saying, man, it's not easy. MK had an undefeated season where he did not lose a single game the whole year and into the playoffs in our WNBA fantasy a couple years ago. Even better than the one defeated of HC in our NBA fantasy this year. So this is some high-level fantasy players we're playing with in our fantasy league. They're pretty good. There's a range. There's some beginners, and then there's some that are just maniacs and really good at it. Really, really good at it. Fiercely saying, oh, I wanted Kiki too. Yeah, I should have told Jamie this when I saw him earlier this week when I came by and got my Jean-Guy. I should have told him this rule. I totally forgot to, but it shouldn't be a big deal. I mean, if you guys don't care, I won't care about it. I mean, really what he did was he added Sabali and Nurse on top of having Marina already, and that may be too much. It's a little bit of hoarding the tempo players, but we'll just see. Maybe he'll listen to this stream and he'll be like, oh, crap, I didn't know. Maybe we can orchestrate some trades between people so that he can unload some of the tempo players to other people that may have wanted a tempo player. Like maybe Cool Cat will want to do a trade with him to get Kia or something like that. We'll have to see. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Seymour saying, will there be any trades between GMs? Yeah, there should be. There should be. Do you want access to this league, Seymour? I'll give you guys the link to the league. It's right here. Let me see. Copy, and Seymour, you can grab it right here. I'm gonna put it in here, and people can come and look at it. Paste. Yeah, that's the link to the league to go ahead and look at the teams and what we're doing with it. Blackhawk's here. Good morning, Blackhawk. Good to see you, Neil. Fiercely saying Jewel Lloyd was inconsistent last season, but better in the playoffs. She wasn't good in the regular season, but she did better for the Aces when they won. Fiercely saying at Seymour, trades would be nice. Yeah, there'll be trades. Which pick is the most surprising? I'm not totally sure. Chris comes saying, dope tempo gear, my guy. I need to grab mine. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Get a nice sweatshirt, get a nice hat, and let's rep the new Toronto basketball team. That's right. Let's rep it. Let's rep it, Crystal. Fiercely saying it, Kareem loves Kennedy Carter. I know. He kept talking about Kennedy so much, and then finally Kennedy came back. So now he can have Kennedy on his fantasy team. There you go. There you go. Swiss saying Houston's young guys messed up bad. See you, Rockets. Yeah, they don't have direction. In some ways, the old Rockets from a couple years ago, even with Fred and MA showing up, they're still there in some ways in dormancy. You can trade Jayshawn Tate and get rid of Kevin Porter Jr. and get rid of all these knuckleheads from a couple years ago, but you still got part of that culture around your team to a degree, which was very young and kind of we don't care. We're going to lose a lot, and we're not trying to spend our salary cap. And, it's just like the Sixers. They build a certain culture. They build a certain energy around their team. Well, it lingers. It doesn't go away. And the Rockets have this still. And they can add all the vets in the world, Jeff Green, Kevin Durant, Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks. And in some ways, it's they're still going to have the growing pains of their young core, which is Sengun and Jabari and Reed Shepard and stuff like that. So it's a tough thing. And a lot of people are turning on their coach right now. A lot of Houston fans hate MA right now. And they want him fired. They think that he's a fraud. It's kind of crazy. Smooth saying, I honestly thought KD was the difference maker. How happy I was when Houston made that trade. I know we went over this last year and we talked about it in depth. I was 50-50. I was like, it could go either way, Reggie. It can. It can be a very beautiful, amazing thing. And if I was Kevin, I wouldn't want to squander this opportunity. And I want to get the best possible chance because, time's running out for him. But It seems like the problems that Durant has had at each one of the last stops he's been at, Phoenix and Brooklyn. Yeah, it's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. It looks like the same stuff to me. That's what's going on. Seymour saying, I blame KD. He killed the vibe. Yeah, I mean, he's a leader. He's got to understand. He sets the tone, and if he's absentia with vocal leadership and being there for his guys, but he's there for being on the court. But we know how much he shows up on the court in big ways to try and carry and do stuff. He can't do that at this point. It's like he's not in the same prime level of play and where he was. He can't do that anymore. It's not like he can do what LeBron's doing on the other side. Maybe he needs to talk to his his helper as far as maybe I don't know. But yeah, KD killed that culture. Yeah, he's a team killer. We worried about this last year. Remember when they got him? I was like, this could be too good to be true. This could be too good to be true for Rockets Nation. And in some ways, that's how it's kind of coming out at this point, at this time. Oh, man. Seymour saying burner accounts and shit. Yeah, he totally threw his team under the bus in the middle of the season and wrecked like team chemistry. And, the balance would have been there if Fred had been there and healthy and playing and on the court and doing stuff. Man, that hurt their year this year right from the start is Van Vliet being out. And, a lot of fans are blaming the front office of the Rockets for not being proactive to replace Fred this whole season. And they could have done this all year, and they didn't do jack shit to try and get somebody to replace that kind of mentality in person on the team. And they're paying for it now. That's part of it too. Yeah, Mikal Bridges is receiving threats. Jeez, yikes. Reggie saying Fred Van Vliet being injured, not addressing the point guard issue. Yeah, this is exactly what I was just saying. I didn't even read your comment until I said this. I just saw it now. Reed Shepherd is getting cooked out there. He's not a legitimate NBA player. I'll stand on this. I think that it's kind of like Bronny. They want to make these guys into NBA players, and they're not really. They're not supposed to be at this level. And, you can say this and they say that. Fred loves Reed Shepherd. He's trying to help him. He's trying to do for Reed Shepherd what Kyle did for him. But I'm like, dude, why? Because this guy is not an NBA player. You guys are joking. And in some ways, it's just because a media machine wants to make him into something. They want to golden boy him. But sometimes you can do this, and it's not the right person, Bronny James. So I'm just saying. It's this kind of energy around this. It's like you want it so bad for Reed, but it's not going to happen. Just trust me. It's not going to happen. He's not an NBA player. He just isn't. Smooth saying this doesn't matter. Houston doesn't really have a lot of real Rockets fans. They deserve this shit. They're mostly Laker people out there in my experience. That's what they were saying, that there was a louder crowd for the Lakers and cheering for them in their own home arena last night in the game. And that sucks, man. That sucks. Fiercely saying Edwards was so good and unrivaled. Yeah, that's a great pickup. I had to get my Canadian content, and I got Emma here at the end of the draft. So, yeah, it's good. You got Edwards. Yeah, Odyssey Sims is a dog. There you go. I hope you like your team, Fiercey. I hope you do. Fiercey saying, this was fun. I'm open for a trade, though. Yeah, I might have to get Trevor or somebody, one of our WNBA experts, people that really know the league well, to go over our teams and kind of tell us how they feel about our teams in the days to come. So maybe we'll do like Commissioner Trevor J goes over your WNBA fantasy team and tells you whether it's good or not. That would be fun. We might do that segment for a couple days this week coming up. Yeah, we'll have to see. Kaz is saying MK only has only one Toronto player. Okay, so he only got one. So it's really Jamie, you got three, and that's it. Okay, we'll figure this out. I'll either talk to him or I don't know. It's his birthday. Maybe I should just be like, no, you can just have him. It's your birthday. It's up to you guys in some ways. This rule will stand in future years. It's the inaugural year. Who knows exactly how good these tempo players are going to be? It may actually be he shot himself in the foot for competitiveness because he reached low to get tempo players. We'll just have to see. It's up to you guys, though. In some ways, this is a democracy. You guys can decide with me on whether you guys want him to be able to have three tempo players or not. So Kareem's saying, not sure what direction you're coming from, but the Gardner is closed for the weekend. Give yourself an extra 30 minutes. Yeah, I don't go that way. That's for sure. And I am giving myself an extra 30 minutes for sure. Yeah, Sunday morning marathons or some shit like that. Yeah. No, usually I'll come down through 404. I'll take 401 around and come down 404 down DVP. But I could also take Kingston Road. I could go straight through Scarborough and go by Bridle Path and all, not Bridle Path, by Galloway and all that. Go that way to get down to the arena that way. I come from the East End, so either way, and maybe it'll be fast because it's Sunday morning and the traffic's not so bad in the city at that point, and it may be better than going on the highways tomorrow, 401, 404 downtown, and I can get that sneaky way along the lakeshore from Ashbridges Bay over to the arena and not even get on a highway. So maybe that's what I'll do. Thanks for the heads up, KT, though. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah. Yeah. It's Cass saying great draft, everyone. Good job. Thanks for enjoying it. And thanks for having fun being in the draft and being in the league this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Kareem saying, I like Chennedy Carter, but more importantly, I love redemption stories and I believe in second chances. There you go. There you go. Yeah, she's poised to have a good year with the Aces. That's the right team to be on, right? That's the right team to be on right there. Yeah, that's the link to the leak. So if somebody wants to look at it publicly, even if you're not in here, Kaz is saying, Lex, can you rate someone's roster like you did last year every few days? I can't do it myself. I'm not in the position to look at rosters and give a critique because I don't know enough about the WNBA. That's why I was saying Trevor should do it, or somebody else that's really into the WNBA. And I prefer it to not be one of the people that has the team already. Somebody who's not in the league, so they're impartial, and then they can just look at our rosters. And Trevor did it last year, I believe. So he's the guy to do it. I can do it with the NBA draft and do it that way, but I'm not very good at sorting it all out because my knowledge of the WNBA is not that deep. I'm getting better. I'm going to get better at it. Obviously, we're going to learn together. But yeah, that's one thing. I don't want to say that, I just know everything. No, I have to admit where my limitations are. And me going over y'all's fantasy WNBA teams, I'm not going to be able to do it like Trevor could. So that's the way I would say. Fiercely saying, hoping those saying Mikal and over OG realizes BS. 5 picks for you, and you managed to produce 0 points in the playoff game, while OG scored 29 points and has been consistent all season. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever controversy is going on with the Knicks right now, them losing, that's fantastic. Let it burn down. Protect our guy, OG. We love him. But otherwise, if there's all kinds of dysfunction, finger pointing, people are mad, people are upset. Good, Knicks Nation. Feel it. Hawks are beating y'all 2-1. I love it. 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 That's right. Kazakhstan, I'm so happy I got Julie Alamon. I picked her right before you mentioned her, Lex. Yeah. In some ways, I wanted to say who was still out there from our tempo team, and well, she's somebody that's going to get starters minutes, and she's going to have a boost in production from what she did for LA last year, for sure. She should. Yeah. Fiercely saying Houston had a good formula with Jalen, Fred, Jeff Green, and Dylan. KD trade messed up the chemistry, as I believe they should have been patient. That's why I say this to people. I think she's exactly right. That's why the whole idea of a Giannis trade to Toronto is a fool's gold. That's why sometimes these things like Ja Morant or whatever, people saying we need to get this person, it'll just make us better. Bullshit. Kevin Durant is a player that, like I said, could be 50-50. He could really help you or he could really hurt you. Now, what do you think Ja Morant would do if he brought him to his team? Yeah, he's going to hurt you. So it's not like he's going to help your team at this point. So it's like big name acquisitions and calling for big trades just to try and fix your team fast. Raptors Nation, it don't work. It don't work. And you can see it in the Houston Rockets right now. So just realize this. There's no quick fixes. You got to do this the right way. You got to take time and you got to do it in a path, and it has to make sense. And you can't look distracted off the side of your path that you're on by a shiny new thing and say, oh, this is what I want instead. And then you get off track from what you were already building, like the Rockets. Because I believe what she's saying too. They didn't have to trade Dylan Brooks to get Kevin Durant. And their team may be doing way better in the playoffs right now if they had Brooks on their team right now, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, I'm with her on this. They had good momentum building up since Fred went there. And, well, it's kind of gone out the window with Fred hurt and Dylan Brooks traded for Kevin Durant this year. And well, that's just trying to shortcut. That's trying to get things too fast and saying, oh, this aged dream team, Hall of Famer, USA basketball icon is going to take our team to the top. Well, it's fool's gold. Fool's gold. That's right. Fool's gold. Kaz is saying, Lex, did Sykes' sisters team do auto draft? They have 4 Atlanta players. Yeah. Logical Raptors fanatic did auto draft is what he did. So I don't know. He knew he had the draft. We sent him a message on Discord. He saw it. But like I said, he's not an early riser. This man does not get up early. And he probably just had it all. It's just how it is. Yeah, Kaz is saying, damn, auto draft. Coach Cool Cat stole my Sonya. Now, she probably did do auto draft settings and pre-ranked stuff. It looks like JP did too. So it's a good sign that JP is playing too, because it looked like he made some deep cuts to draft. Some of the stuff he wasn't at the top. Kaz is saying, I'm not that mad about it. It's up to everybody else. Yeah, I'm not that upset about it myself. And it is his birthday. And, he's just joining the Raptor Freak fantasy leagues to start. And, I'm like, it's a big deal. He got Kia Nurse and Niara Sabali on top of getting Marina. I mean, these other people should have been here. Maybe that wouldn't have happened, right? Fiercely saying, I don't mind the multiple people from the same team. However, it's not a good strategy if they struggle on one night. It happened to me once. So now I diversify my picks. Yeah, I mean, it's not about like whether you have 4 of one player on any team. It's not like you have to have one player from each team. I'm just saying we had the rule to like allow people to have a chance to have a tempo player on their team, that we should all only have like one tempo draft pick. And I didn't tell Jamie, so he didn't know. So he just picked 3 tempo players in this draft, and we'll just figure it out. In some ways, he's the only one who did it. I don't know. We can figure it out. In some ways, if you guys don't care, I don't care. But it'll be a rule going forward, and I'll tell him about it, and he'll be like, oh, I didn't know. I know. I should have told you. But in the future, we're going to do this, especially in the NBA draft with the Raptors, is you can only draft one Raptor when we do the NBA draft in the fall, because he's going to be playing in that league too. That's the one he was really interested in being in. But I asked him, you want to be in the WNBA one for fun too, so you can learn the tempo this summer? He's like, yeah, I'll do it. Kareem's saying, damn, if Knicks lose and we knock out Cleveland, the demise of 2 franchises will be a documentary. Pure cinema. Yeah, I'm not upset about this. I mean, seriously, this is the thing. These teams are high stakes, high places. They're really at the top of the escalator. And, well, if they're not going to get to the top and get the Larry, they better step to the side and get out of the way. Somebody else is coming up behind them. That's right. And they may be like, it's kind of like, I guess the analogy is you get all the way to the top of the escalator, and instead of going to the top of the escalator, you go over the side and fall over to the bottom, back down to the floor. You're over the rail. You're now on the bottom floor of the Eaton Center, and you're back down there. That's what happens. That's the whole motif. That's the whole visual of it right there. That's it. Yeah. Trevor's saying Kiki did an interview with Blake Murphy. I posted in the Discord. Yeah, Kiki Rice. I'm sure she has lots of fun things to say. I've heard an interview that she done talking about how she's interested in being a face of this franchise, and that she wants to establish Toronto temper culture, and she wants to, she's very, very much into leadership already. She's such a young person, and she's gonna have vets on this team, but she's a leader from UCLA and winning the championship this year, and she wants to bring that leadership here. And in some ways, she's got to balance it with respecting elders and leaders and people that played in the league for a long time, with also her natural tendency to want to be a leader. And I think that's similar to Jamal Shed. I think that in some ways that's similar to Shed. Shed comes in with bona fide, really top-level leadership skills, but he's a rookie still. And he has to still understand there's a pecking order. And, you can practice being a floor general and a floor leader on the court, Kiki Rice. But remember, there are players on this team that have more experience and know more, and you have to be a willing student at the same time as also trying to balance being a new leadership voice on the team also. And that's going to be a challenge for Kiki, but I think she's going to be fine. I think that she's humble, and also she's very smart about like taking in information and learning from veterans. She said this already in the interview, saying that it's going to be really important for me to listen to them and learn about this league. So I know she's going to be fantastic. But there's similarities there as far as she's a prepackaged leader and a floor general already coming from where she's coming from. But she's going to have to understand that, there's people that have been in this league for many, many years that's on her team, and she needs to listen to them. People like Sykes and Harrison and Temi and Marina, Kia Nurse, she's got to listen to them. Yeah. Fiercely saying, I never thought I'd root for the Hawks and the Celtics. But it's kind of fun. I mean, I'm kind of rooting for the Sixers still right now. There's a part of me with Embiid out of the way. I can get behind Maxey. I can get behind Kyle Lowry and Nick Nurse to a degree too. In some ways, Nick having some success after us is still important. We don't want him to be a complete burn and fail in Philly. If he can win a couple rounds, like beating the Celtics in the first round, that'd be fantastic. So I'm not totally rooting for Celtics right now. I'm rooting for the Sixers to beat them, because in some ways I don't see the Sixers going all the way. And if they can take Boston out, that's fantastic, right? That's kind of where I look at it. But I am definitely rooting for the Hawks and Alexander Walker. Definitely. I'm so happy that Nickeil Alexander-Walker was named the most improved player from last year. That's fantastic. He was the best nominee of the top three, and he deserved it. And I love it because now you got those cousins. They're just award-winning cousins. You got an MVP and a most improved player in the same family, the Alexander family. So, yeah, good job, Nickeil, representing Canada and getting a most improved player for the NBA season this year. That's fantastic. I love that. He's in the same category with Pascal from before. I love that so much. Yeah, Trevor's saying, remember Perkins' prediction for the Nuggets that they will not make it in the playoffs. That's interesting. So you're saying Kendrick Perkins has no faith in Jokic and that Minnesota is going to tear them up. Well, we've seen that. We talked about it a bit yesterday. Kareem's saying, I'm the opposite. I hate Philly. I'd much rather the Celtics win. Yeah, but you got to understand, the Celtics are way more powerful than the Sixers. And if the Sixers can beat the Celtics and put them out, well, the Sixers aren't going to win. You know that. They don't have Embiid. So it's kind of like we get rid of both of them. And the Sixers can take out the Celtics. That's fantastic. Seriously. Think about it. Think about it a little deeper. And in some ways, Nick, I want Nick to get a little payback for the bubble series with us in that 7-game series, because Nick Nurse is not, when he battles the Celtics and Tatum and Brown, well, that's what I think of. I think about that bubble series where OG hit the 3 and we just barely lost the Celtics in 7 games. So the Raptor part of me for Nick and Nick's history with us is get back Nick Nurse against the Celtics. So that's the way I'm looking at it right there. The Sixers have no legs to go far. So let them beat the Celtics in the first round, and then they'll fail out at some point way before the finals. You know that. That's what I say right there. Yeah. Let's see. Fiercey is so happy for Nickeil also getting most improved player, most improved, MIP. Is it? Yeah. Nameless is saying, sounds like you're rooting for Philadelphia to get that 2 birds with 1 stone kind of deal. Haha. Yeah, it's exactly right. Nameless, my paisano, my Italian plumber friend. That's exactly right. I am rooting for the 2 birds with 1 stone right there. That's right. KT saying, nah, Nick left and went to a rival. He's dead to me until they do a 10-year reunion. That's coming up, man. I mean, geez, that's only in 3 years. It'll be a 10-year reunion. And Nick's probably still going to be coaching then. I don't know if he'll be cleared by then. He won't be cleared by then. Yeah, he's a rival for sure, but there's different evils. And in some ways, the more powerful evil is the Boston Celtics, and we need them to go out. That's the way I look at it right there. Personally, that's just me. So, yeah. All right, let me check on some tabs and see what we're doing here. Yeah, we did our fantasy WNBA draft this morning. It was fun, and we've got our teams now. Yeah, Ime Udoka has called out the Rockets after the collapse and said, grow up. Read the room. Look at your age bracket. Look at your team. Your team is young. You want them to grow up. Well, that's tough. Yeah, Spurs did win last night and took the 2-1 lead over the Trailblazers. That was fantastic. Dylan Harper with a big game off the bench to help them win that game. That's fantastic. There's official news yesterday about Emmanuel Quickley. It's not good, guys. They had practice yesterday for the Raptors, and Emmanuel re-aggravated his hamstring, like worse. And so he is out for sure for the rest of this series. Emmanuel Quickley has been ruled out for the Cleveland series. He will not be playing tomorrow for sure. And if he's not going to be available for the whole 7 games if we get to that point. So we cannot expect Quickley to come back for this series. He had a problem at practice yesterday, and he re-aggravated his hamstring, and it's gotten worse now. So he's gone in the wrong direction as of yesterday. And it is for sure Quickley will not be playing against the Cavs in this playoff series. So we have to get used to this and this adjustment. Quickley's not coming to save us. So we gotta do what we've been doing with what we got. And I like the look of Walter starting and Shed still coming off the bench as the backup point guard. But yeah, Quickley, that's the official word yesterday. Unfortunately, Quickley re-aggravated his hamstring and will not be available for the Raptors in this first round. It absolutely sucks, man. It absolutely sucks. Trevor's saying this, Canada's men's basketball national team is going to be fire in FIBA. We're going to kick ass. I know. It's kind of cool because like the Canada guys are a crop. You know, they kind of are in the same age group, and they're getting older. You know, Murray, Brooks, Barrett, SGA. These guys are all kind of getting into the prime of their NBA careers. They're not young guys anymore that are not untested. These guys have been around for a bit, and they're more tested and seasoned. And you're seeing the jumps and the leaps of SGA, obviously, with being the league MVP, winning the championship, doing the things that he does. But all these guys are making leaps too. Like you can look at Dylan Brooks, and he averaged how many points this year? And he was how close to being an all-star? I mean, you could say a lot about RJ Barrett being close to being an all-star this year. You could talk about Nikhil being most improved player. You got Zach Edey, who's coming up in the ranks as a young player, even though he's hurt this year. You know, there is a lot of very positive things for Team Canada and Coach Hubert for the next round of competition, which is this summer. We will get to see Team Canada play this summer in Hamilton. In person, if you want to go, you can watch Barrett and Barnes, not Barrett and Barnes, Barrett and Gilgeous-Alexander and Dort and all them are going to be playing games, qualifying games in Hamilton this summer and also in Montreal, I believe, too. So, yeah, look for those games in August, and we'll, of course, cover them on this channel. Team Canada men's senior basketball team will be in action later this summer. So, yeah, we'll get to see a bit of it this summer, which is fantastic. Yeah, the team's going to be so good. Shaden Sharp. I mean, come on. And the crop is just growing and maturing, and they're at their prime. A lot of them are at their prime of this generation of great Canadian players. It's fantastic. I love it so much. That's right. I'm so sad about IQ too, Fiercey. It sucks, man. It sucks. Yeah, Trevor's saying we have enough players to beat Cleveland. They just have to do their job. Ingram has to come through. Yeah, the burner account that comes at me for being critical of Brandon's mad at me again. They wrote me some messages last night, and in some ways I want to respond to them on the show right now verbally instead of just writing back. I did write a comment back to the person, but I feel like, you know, and they have the right attitude, and I'm not against them. I'm not mad at this person. So this is what they said. Again, what happened between you and Ingram's father? Wait, all right, I'll read the first one they said. All right, this is what they said first. Darko Rajakovic, the head coach, has a good answer on Ingram's situation and the impatience of some fans who suddenly thought he no longer fits and he should be traded. Go and watch the interviews. Say what you like. The Raptors do not make the playoffs without Ingram. I won't disagree with this. I think this comment's right. And I did hear what Darko said. And he continues to say Brandon's in our long-term plans. Like, this is the first year of Brandon on our team. I think that this person's sensitive to us talking about possibly trading Brandon this summer. And the only reason why we do that is because, you know, we're Raptors fans and we want to look at all the different options for improving our team. It's not that we don't like Brandon. It's not that we don't want Brandon. It's just that if there is a way to make our team even better, we want to explore those options. That's all. And I don't talk about this frivolously. And in some ways, I'm not totally serious about it in some ways too, because like I don't really want them to trade him. I want him to get better and play really good so that he's undeniably that we can't trade him. But unfortunately, that door is a little bit open right now. And I'm not the only one talking about this. And I get it. The signs of what Darko said in practice in the interview, in the practice interview, saying that Brandon's a part of our long-term plans. That's true. And hopefully he continues to be a part of it. So I agree with what they're saying here. I do feel like this is a weird burner account though. Also, they said again, what happened between you and Ingram's father? You pick on Brandon all the time when he's down, but make all the excuses you can possibly find for Emmanuel quickly. I thought you trust in Bobby and Masai that they brought them both into the Raptors. I mean, I'm trying to be fair about this. I mean, what I've found out is that in some ways, I don't know how, but it worked last time. I criticized him, and then he came out and he looked like Kobe Bryant. So forgive me. I'm doing this partly to motivate him. I'm doing this to light a fire under him to go and kick the major ass that he can. But I did say this also in the stream yesterday that, if Brandon's being closed off, top blocked, whatever they're doing to stop and deny him the ball, that there's options to go in the other direction with Scotty and RJ. And that we need to recognize that more often. And in some ways, we can still win, even if Brandon is not able to do his thing because we are making the other options happen. So, and it, like I said, it'll cycle back into it. It's like if they cover up Brandon so much, we go to Barnes more, they're going to have to switch to Barnes at some point, and then Brandon will get open himself. So it'll all flip flop. I think that Brandon played an excellent game in game 3. It's just that it's not up to his level of numbers normally. He shot well. He did things that added to our team. He got good production, but it wasn't on the level of an all-star. It wasn't on the level of what we're used to with him. And in some ways, we want him to have a huge game so he proves all of us wrong, honestly. That my whole motivation is just for success for the Toronto Raptors first, and Brandon Ingram along with that. So it's none of it is in malice. In some ways, we found that we got some traction and results. In some ways, from me saying some of the stuff that I said, it was like, Brandon, you want to be on the Raptors? We'll make it so that they can't even think about trading you. Seriously, make you so invaluable. Make yourself so important that it's not even a thought that they would consider. That's the way you do it. That's what RJ's doing. That's what RJ's doing. RJ's gotten the point where he's doing so well that it's like it's really hard to make a case for why you would want to trade him. I appreciate this commenter, though. I appreciate them coming in and calling me out on this because in some ways, I like all voices to be heard. And this is an opinion that needs to be heard. And in some ways, they're trying to say, yeah, you're being a hypocrite. You say all this and that about these players and this, but you're not doing this for Brandon. Well, I would say this. Part of it is also that I have more of a track record with some of those other players. And Brandon just came to our team and played for us this year. And in some ways, I want to gain more trust with him and gain more of an established foundation with him on the Raptors. And then I will more wholeheartedly, even more so, protect him and speak him up and do all the things that I do for some of the other players too. That's part of it. That's part of it. In some ways, I just want him to become more established. And that means more consistent is what that means. That's what that means right there. But I appreciate the person saying the stuff in the comments. I appreciate the comments. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Smooth saying rooting for Minnesota, Oklahoma City Western Conference Final. That could very well be it. That could very well be it. I'd be happy with both of those teams being there too. Out of all of them, I don't really want Denver going near there. Houston's dead in the water, and we dang for sure don't want the Lakers up there. That's for sure. So yeah, I like these. Although I would, instead of either one of those two teams, the Spurs, if they get up there, I'll be very happy with that. I know you don't want that to happen though. You don't want that. The Thunder is going back to back. If they go back to back, I won't be that upset. Of course, it will build the legend of SGA, and Luke Getz will get another ring too. I can't get mad at that. I can't get mad at that. If they end up repeating, I would not be mad at that. I would not. No. Smooth saying, barring the Raptors making it to the finals, of course. Yeah. Yeah. We wanted this last year or this year. Thunder Raptors finals. That's amazing. That's an amazing matchup right there. And we beat them in Oklahoma City this year. So, people would say, oh, this is not a fair matchup. Quickly's back healthy. Who knows? Who knows? There may be an opportunity to get it there. Yeah, get it there. Yeah, let's see. Kareem saying, kill the Brandon talk. He will find himself in the system. What I didn't realize is that the Raptors went ISO mode after like a month in. He was with the 0.5 offense the first 25 games. Yeah, in some ways, look, I'm going to lay off of him. I'm not trying to trade him. The only reason why I bring up the ideas for trades for him is because, in some ways, there's a beast in Raptors Nation, and it's the fans that are dissatisfied. The fans that are kind of like, oh, I want to make a change because this is not working exactly. The ones that are in a hurry. So kind of to satiate them, maybe to appease them, I'll try and give them certain kinds of narratives to look at instead. And sometimes I am protecting certain players because I don't like them going after them. I feel like Brandon's a top-notch player and he can handle this. He's been involved in a lot of different things in his whole entire career with speaking about him and rumors and all this kind of stuff. So it's not like it's new for him. And, in some ways it's like, look, maybe it's like on Survivor. You watch the show Survivor and people are talking about who they're going to vote out. And you want to kind of like throw names out there. So you're protecting certain people too. That's kind of what I'm doing here. Is that I know that the Raptors Nation needs appeasement and they're going to have pitchforks and torches and they're going to come after people. And in some ways, I feel like Brandon's such a strong person. He can handle this. In some ways, he's a badass. And in some ways, I have also noticed that this can actually motivate him to go to new levels. So there's a method to the madness. This is not just me throwing Brandon on their bus recklessly. There's a reason. There's a couple reasons why I would do it. And it's partly because I know he can survive it. And I know that he's going to kick ass and he's going to prove me wrong. And he's going to make the Raptors win. That's part of it right there. It's a lot of his motivation, some of his psychology, and some of it is also protecting RJ. Let's just put it that way. Because I am going to protect RJ. He's a priority for me. I am going to protect RJ. Yeah. Smooth saying Ingram isn't used to the playoffs, man. And he's coming off injury. Yeah. And I think that Stillman in the Discord server, he says this all the time. He believes that Ingram had a certain level of battery in his battery, energy in his battery, and that this has been such a long season for him, playing so many games that, we could make the argument because he was so good with making games this year. He's a little worn down, and it could very well be similar to like DeMar and Kyle in years past where they have amazing regular seasons. They score so much, they play amazing regular season record, and then they have no gas in the playoffs. That this may be partly what's happening right now, is that it's just a long haul, and there's not been a lot of load management for Brandon. He's wanted to play, and he's played a lot, and that's what Stillman thinks. He thinks that it's just that it's been a long year, and Brandon's showing the accumulation of fatigue, and that's part of what's going on here. That's what part of what's going on here. I could see that. Reggie's saying this. He did have some experiences before and played well, but that was a very long time ago. Yeah, and once again, his body type and his offensive style does not fit well with the playoffs in some ways because he's very long and gangly. There's a lot of room to grab and physical with him. And in some ways, he's also the kind of person that if you're allowed to push or hold, the referees are allowing that in the playoffs, he can throw his shot. It could throw his shot off. And that's part of the reason why he misses. Scotty's a very strong player. RJ's a very strong player. And when they make moves in the lane, they're getting hit and pulled too, but they can finish through the contact. And Brandon can do it too. It's like, and he can adjust his shot with the little nudge or push or a little tug. He can still adjust his shot and make it. It's just that in some ways he has to adjust to the level of physicality coming at him and be like, whoa, all right, they're hitting this hard. I have to hit this hard back. And, that's part of it. And it is true. He hasn't been in the playoffs in a long time. And, when he played in the playoffs, remember the last few times he played in the playoffs, he was with a very tough, big, bulky, burly Pelicans team that had a lot of muscle guys around with him in the middle of it, Let's see. KT saying Cleveland is daring the rest of the league to beat us. They're blitzing Ingram. The rest of the team to beat us. Yeah, the rest of the team to beat us. Yeah, and we will. We're gonna figure this out. We got to do the smart, logical thing. We're intellectuals. We're looking at the whole thing about the Cleveland series as a puzzle, and we're trying to solve it. And we've solved a lot of it already. And well, they have to make adjustments, and maybe we have to solve little puzzles throughout Game 4. And we hopefully are successful when we beat them tomorrow too. So that's part of it. It's like adjustments is the name of the game in the playoffs. Adjustments, the name of the game. Trevor J saying first time in Ingram's career have played so many games in his NBA career. That's what I'm saying. There's got to be a little bit of that. We can think about the years with Kyle and DeMar where we had amazing regular seasons, but no gas in the tank in the postseason, and these guys just like kind of failed out. They just didn't have it. They were too tired. And then that was a lesson for the franchise. It's like, all right, we've got to really kind of watch how tired Kyle and DeMar are at the end of the season before we start the playoffs. We want them more rested. And Casey and, Masai and them, they did adjustments to try and make them more prepared for the postseason after very seemingly looking like they were completely fatigued out and absolutely ineffective in some postseasons that we had with them. That was a lesson our franchise had to learn over the course of our history. And well, it's something that should still be taken into account. And we learned it very well to the point of Kawhi Leonard's load management to 2019. So that's part of the learning curve, so to speak. All right, let's see. I'm going through my tabs some more. We got guys, I found a fantastic site where I'm going to be able to find the ref report for the WNBA. I was really worried about this because I use Basketball Reference to do the ref report, and it doesn't take down the referee stats for the WNBA. But there is a site out there that I can do it. So this is important because I want to be able to do the same segments for the WNBA Toronto Tempo as I do for the Raptors. And Ref Report is the signature segment on this channel. And I want to have the ability to give you a ref report for our Tempo games. And I think I found the right site to be able to do this. But the crazy thing is, nobody's compiled stats overall for like the win percentages with the individual refs with the WNBA teams exactly the way that I usually do it. So I'm going to be constructing and making my own database myself for the Toronto Tempo team and their referee interactions. And I'm going to do it right from the start. So I'm going to be comprehensive, and I'm going to do it myself. This is going to be my own work. It's not going to be on Basketball Reference. It's going to be something I'm going to do, and I'm going to have for myself privately to be able to use for this channel. So yeah, it's going to be a lot more work because I'm going to have to keep track of our winning percentages with all the refs. I'm going to have to set up a really good Excel spreadsheet with all the formulas. It's going to be good, but I'm happy to say that I found that. That's right. Let's see. Fiercely says she stands with Notorious BI3. He's going to get it right. I listen. I'm not doubting him. I know he'll do it. It's just I want to light a fire under him and get him going. That's it right there. Yeah. Fiercely saying this is very cool, Lex. Ref report for WNBA. Yeah, I mean it's a good way to look at things. And while we're going to be starting fresh, I'm not going to know what the refs are with the WNBA team right from the start, but I'll take the information as we go, and I'll keep track of who we won and lost with. And well, I'm going to build a spreadsheet, and hopefully maybe Basketball Reference will catch up and start taking track of this at some point. And then the database will be there. That'd be great if they could build it, but I don't know. They have very scant kind of bare bones WNBA stuff in their sections for that league. The NBA stuff is all there, but the WNBA stuff is lacking on Basketball Reference to a degree, and the referees in particular is what I'm saying right here. Yeah. Let's see. I've got a Raptors Redditor of the day, and our Raptors Redditor of the day is Holland Joey. So I'm going to guess it's Joey Holland. He's saying this: our commentary team is elite. Missed the game last night because of work, so I muted the sub for a day, and tonight after getting off work for the weekend, I ended up pouring a drink and catching the replay, and unfortunately no replay sites have Matt and Jack, so I'm here watching with the US broadcast commentary team, and bro, I'm asleep. So he's listening to the Amazon Prime group. Bandwagon fan from 2019. And I remember searching streams all over those days until I found Matt and Jack because of how good these guys are. Grateful, no doubt. There you go. Your Raptors Redder of the day, giving some credit to our announced team and saying, man, other teams are boring, is what he's saying. So thank you, Holland Joey. You are the Raptors Redder of the day for that one. Happy birthday to former Raptor Donald Whiteside. Donald Whiteside is turned 57 years old today. He played for the Raptors in 1996, 97, very early expansion years. He was on our team for 27 games. He started one of them, and he averaged 2.2 points per game. So happy birthday to Donald Whiteside, former Raptors player, and he's 57 years old today. Also, we got to give a big happy birthday to Yogi Stewart. Michael Yogi Stewart is turning 51 today. Of course, he was born in France, and he played on the Raptors from 1999 to 2002. And yeah, we remember the power forward Michael Stewart, Yogi, who played on our Raptors team for 3 years. And yeah, he played 79 games for us over those 3 years. He started one of them, and he averaged about 2 points per game. So there's our two Raptors birthdays for today. Is Michael Yogi Stewart, who's 51 today, and Donald Whiteside is 57 today. Those are the Raptors birthdays for today. There you go. All right, let me see. Any breaking news on the Blue Skies for the Raptors in any kind of way? No, it looks like there's no breaking news at this moment, and that's probably good. All right, we can get ready for the classic card. Get that done, and we'll get out of here. We'll be right at like 2 hours. All right, let's see which card I get. Okay, this is a tough card. It's a Knicks card, and we'll see if anybody remembers who this player is. All right, here we go. There's 2 players on this card. Is that Anthony Mason? Looks like it, maybe. All right, who's the other guy? The other guy is the classic card of the day. It's a New York Knick on there. Yeah, let's see. Fiercely saying, are there WNBA classic cards? I don't have any WNBA trading cards. I don't. So no, I don't have that. If I don't know, maybe we can get that at some point. There are WNBA basketball cards for sure. Yeah, all the boxes have CC on them. Okay, that's weird. All right, but yeah, who's the classic card of the day today? Let's see if anybody's here to get it. As far as one of the classic card players, this is him. This guy right here is the classic card. I don't know if you guys know who that is. Played for the Knicks. I'll give you clues if you guys take some guesses. I could show you the back of the card so you can really see his face. That's the guy right there. Who is that? Who is that guy? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Kareem knows his name. He called him a weird name, though, because I don't remember anybody ever calling him that. But it is technically his name. His name is Stewart Gray. You call him Stewie Gray? Nobody's calling this man Stewie. This man's Stewie. No, that's Stewart. Come on, man. I don't remember anybody calling him Stewie Gray. But yeah, you get it. You know, that's a hard card. I'm going to give you 200 points for it because that's a hard card. Stewart Gray. How did you know that, Kareem? I'm just wondering, how did you know that? Because you're not necessarily one of our classic card people every day getting classic card points. I want to know how you knew that one. Yeah, you do get it sometimes. You want 500? You want to give him 500 for this one? Seriously? Stewart Gray? I believe that is Anthony Mason. It does look like him, yeah. Stu for Stewart. Yeah, I know. I know what he means, but I've never heard anybody call him Stewie or Stu. Yeah, I would say this like nobody. They didn't call him Stewie. No, this guy didn't. No. Stewie's Breonna Stewart. It don't have nothing to do. Stewie's a kid on Family Guy. This dude was never called Stewie. They didn't have dumb nicknames like this back in the NBA back then. They were men, and his name was Stewart. So I don't know why he called him Stewie. Yeah, that is hard. So you want to give him 500? Smooth, you saying you want to give him 500? Because in some ways, I'll listen to you, man. I'll listen to you. You want to give him 500 for that? We'll give him 500 for that. All right, we'll give him 500. 500 points for Stewart Gray. Because that's a hard card. Reggie says it's hard, so you get it. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm giving him 500. because that's what Smooth's saying. Another 500, man. That's a hard card. I don't even remember him. Yeah. Well, he was just one of those guys that was like, you're in the league. We're going to give you a bunch of money because you're a big, tall, white guy. And that's it. Yeah, it's kind of like that. You just remember him being on the Knicks? Okay. Okay, well, that's a good memory, man. 500 points on the classic card for you today. All right, I'm right at 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and finish up, guys. Happy birthday to Jamie once again of Smoking Aces. Happy birthday, Donald Whiteside. All right, y'all, we had our WNBA draft. Free agency and trading is open. The waiver wire is open. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And good luck to all the teams that drafted today in our fantasy draft. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for a preview. Once again, I'm going to go early. Probably start the stream at 8:30 tomorrow morning. So be ready for an earlier preview stream for Game 4. The Raptors hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 4 at Scotiabank Arena. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, it's 2 hours right now. Let's go Tempo. And let's go Raptors. And let's win tomorrow. Game 4. We'll have the preview tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great Saturday. Let's go Raptors.